All right, it is the post-game show on the Windy City Breeze, the only channel that talks Chicago sports, how Chicago talks. Bulls lose one in a heartbreaker in overtime, 123-122. I'm joined by P.Kidd to break it all down. Kid, how you doing after this heartbreaking loss that could have been won and lost with free throws of all things?
I'm heartbroken. It's gut wrenching. No, I mean, if there's ever a game where I felt like, hey, we not only should have walked out of with it, but we already got bailed out, it's this one.
Yeah.
This was our bailout game.
Yep. Definitely.
Fouling DeMar at the 3-point line with 1 second left when we only need, a 2 to tie, 3 to win. Come on. That's a gimme.
Yeah.
That's a gimme. Oh, God.
No excuses at all for that. While you go over the stats, let's get some instant reaction from the fans. We're going to go out to the 920 area code caller. What are you feeling after this heartbreaking loss?
Man, sucks to be a Bulls fan tonight, but it was a hell of a game, man.
Yeah.
Hell of a
Can
game.
you hear them?
Mm-hmm. We're good.
You hear Kid?
I can't
caller.
hear anybody but you.
You only hear me? Not Kid? Kid, say something. Can you hear them?
Can you hear me now? It's okay. He can't hear me. It's all right.
Hold on. I can fix this.
Mm-hmm.
I can fix it.
While we wait on that one, I would like to say a couple interesting stats. DeMar goes for 34 points, 10 of 21 from the field, 14 of 15 from the free throw line.
Yeah. Caller, can you hear Kid now?
I can hear him now.
Perfect.
I can hear him now.
How about you, Kid?
That's
what's up.
Yeah, we're good.
Good. Beautiful. I love it when shit works out. Okay.
Man, God, sucks to be a Bulls fan tonight, but it was one hell of a game. My hat's off to both sides.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bulls did have about 19 turnovers, which we should work on. Yeah. But Billy Donovan got to start giving Derrick Jones some more tick. He has to probably get a little bit more rotation than Javonte. That man played a hell of a game. We lost by free throws. We could have won it by free throws. Kind of sucks. But the only thing I can critique is the turnovers, and we got to get some shooters. We are too much of streaky shooters. I mean, out of all our games, we only outshot our teams in 4 of those games, which sucks. But, Billy Donovan could have made some different adjustments, like putting Andre Drummond and Vooch in at that final for the backdoor cut.
I agree.
But, oh, man, hell of a game. My hat's off. Zach LaVine with some ill-advised threes. I don't know what's going on with Zach. That man has to figure it out. But we got to address our 3-ball. We are too inconsistent. And tonight proved it. I think we were like 9 of 31.
A second
which
quarter,
is horrible.
Not getting our ass kicked in the second quarter would have really helped in this game.
It's a game of runs. You're going to get your ass kicked in a quarter or two. It's that in the execution.
This isn't runs.
Some ill-advised shot by Zach where he could have slowed it down, got to the rim.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But he settled for a quick threes, which ultimately put us behind and put too much pressure on Derrick Jones Jr. and DeMar.
Yeah, not having Caruso and having Ayo out of the game also hurt. I mean,
I would even say that we played some excellent defense tonight. Besides in the second quarter, I mean, this is the NBA. Guys are going to hit some tough shots.
Yeah,
Bogdanovich, they really didn't put too much pressure on him. They allow him to get off, get streaky, which is contagious. Which is why Trae Young hit that shot. I mean, it's contagious, but. The only thing I can blame this on is turnovers, and the 3-ball is just too inconsistent.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of got over ourselves in the Mavericks game. We were lights out. But other than that game, you can't name one game that we were lights out from the 3-ball.
You're right. Hey, man, thanks for calling in.
We
Appreciate
have to
it.
fix that.
Appreciate you, my man.
I appreciate it.
All right.
I will say this. I agree with everything up until the as far as it pertains to this game.
Yeah.
You have to step up in big moments. We have to realize this. Derrick Jones could have iced this game, like sealed this game twice, because he's the defender that just got scored on.
Yeah.
That's his assignment. You got to show up. You can't lose us the game on one end potentially by not doing your job offensively and then not doing it on the defense. Now, again, it's one game. I'm not going to make a big deal out of one game. He did have a decent game coming off the bench. 6 of 7 from the field, 85% from the field, 50% from three, 14 points for the game, 3 blocks, 2 steals. It's hard to nitpick that until you realize, hey, game was on the line, was on you both times.
Okay. Now look at what we've got on the screen here as far as the scoring and the lead. We gave up in the second quarter, about a third of the way through the second quarter. Absolutely gave up, and then just couldn't get it back until late in the fourth. So staving off this run and we had a good game going until midway through the second quarter. Why? What are we doing? Bogdanovich, I must admit, had a killer game. I mean, I did not expect that, but that's what happens when you leave him out like that. Again,
Did you see that shot from behind the back? Boy, I was muted. Sorry about that. You see that shot behind the back? He's playing horse.
Yeah,
He's just putting up shots. But I like that stat right here because if you look at it, we beat them in almost every category or tied them outside of 3-point shooting. So that gives credit to the caller. Hey, we do need to be better there.
Yeah.
But we had more steals. Unfortunately, we had more turnovers too. But like they didn't outshoot us.
Yeah.
Realistically.
That's true.
We shot the same from the field.
Yeah. We're gonna go down to 773 area code caller. How you doing?
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Hey there.
What's good? What's good?
Not much, man. Hey, look, I gotta point this on Billy Donovan. The reason why is because, man, look, to start the overtime game, and don't get me wrong, Coby White did make an impressive 3 and had 12 points, but you got to put Patrick Williams in the game to start off this quarter, at least to start with some defense. And another thing, y'all said put Vooch in that last play or Andre Drummond. No, what you should have done was they went small. Match them with small by putting Patrick Williams in instead of Vooch. Have Patrick Williams guard the rim. Have DJ Just J, since he can jump very high in the inbounds play. Have him guard the inbounds play instead. Honestly, I think Patrick Williams should have been used a little bit more times than not, especially with his size. And another thing, I'm sorry, Dalen Terry should have been in this one.
Why?
At least give Trey Young some problem.
Why do you say that?
Huh?
Why? What's he got that we didn't have on the floor?
Because he could at least move his feet to guard much smaller players, and this is kind of one of those games that could help out more times than not. And another thing, why is it for years that we complain about not having an inside presence, but we have an inside presence in the Cola Boost pitch, but we don't elect to use him. This is the kind of game that you probably should have been using him down low in the post, because we were getting a lot of stuff in the paint. Especially if you notice early on in the game, we were just jacking up too many bad shots.
Yeah, I mean, Vooch had 13 points. What's he got for rebound total? 8. Not a great game for Vooch.
I will also say that you have to give credit where credit is due. Those other people on that other team get paid millions of dollars to play the same game, and they did a good job of adjusting because Vooch shot out the gate early. He had 11 points at halftime, if I'm not mistaken. He ends the game with 13. If you look at every time he got the ball, when he faced up, they stayed put. The moment he put the ball down and got his back to the basket, they collapsed on him. That's just a good adjustment. They forced him to get rid of the ball. So because of that, it's like, hey, yeah. Why does Andre Drummond come in and have more success? Well, one, he's scrappier on the boards. He's a better rebounder than Vooch. A lot of his points came from second chance points, getting those extra rebounds. Even the dunks and stuff that he had, in some cases, he's a little more mobile. and he plays above the rim like he did. And so that's what kind of showcased that. But they didn't adjust quick enough for Drummond. So I give you that credit. Like, yeah, he should have got more tick. He had 14 points in 16 minutes. How does that happen? You don't have more tick. But at the same time, they like, I wouldn't say, oh, Vooch needed to play better. He played well. He shot 50%.
No. I'm not pointing the finger at Vooch. I'm talking about that last play where the game winner was. Instead of having Vooch guard that inbounds play, you should have had Derrick Jones Jr. guard that play since he could jump pretty high. Because I've seen him slap inbounds plays out before, and I would say had Patrick Williams, on that. I forgot what's his name, Gray, the dude that since they were going small, matched them with that, because I think Patrick Williams could have at least stopped him, or at least like deterred him to getting to the rim for that last game winning play. That's what I'm saying. Or Javonte Green, at least.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I obviously, I mean, there could have been a lot of things. DeMar could have chucked that last free throw, and ended it, right? There could have been a lot of different things going on in that one.
And honestly, Derrick Jones Jr. is not known as a high percentage free throw shooter. He may be this year, but I mean, I don't really blame him for that, really, because he's kind of up and down with the free throws. I mean, but that last play, Javonte Green probably should have been guarding that guy and let Derrick Jones Jr. guard the inbounds play. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. So Jeremy, and hey, thanks for calling, man. Appreciate you.
All right. Peace.
Take care. All right. We're gonna take one more caller. We're gonna go out to the 813 area code. 813 area code. How you doing? You're on the show.
Thanks for having me, fellas. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I saw that game. I can go lots of ways with this. I can say I can get on whoever, but I can't get the name, but I can get on whoever let that backside through. I can get on that.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go this route. Instead of putting Patrick Williams in, I would have had Woods out there and Andre Drummond.
That's right.
That's just me.
Yeah. If you got to defend the rim like that, and you're not going to get a 3-second call because there's 1 second left on the clock. So just stand there.
If they go small, why not? If they go small, why not go big?
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you.
Me. Have Andre Drummond. Have Andre Drummond guard the paint. And I can see why you put Vooch guarding the inbound. It's hard for anybody to see up top. Have Vooch guard the inbound. Andre Drummond guards the paint.
Yep, I'm with you 100%. I don't think that they should have had that lineup out there with those kinds of shooters in the lineup. Granted, AJ Griffin made an incredible shot. I mean, that's a once in a lifetime shot.
Yeah, you gotta give him that. Now, I heard the first call to try to blame Billy Donovan. I don't blame him one bit. I'm sorry. He put the best players out there. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, with the second left, it could go any direction, right? Look at what we did with just a couple seconds left on the clock.
Exactly. And Derrick Jones Jr., yeah, you got to make both free throws, but at least we got it to overtime.
Yeah.
You got that clutch rebound and took it to overtime. That's all you can ask for.
Yep, we gave it a good shot. It's a heartbreaker, and we all just got to grin and bear it and hope that we can pull it together for the next ones. I know we got back-to-back with the Knicks coming up, and hopefully we can kick their ass for 2 in a row and get this thing back in the right direction.
I know y'all lying, so I can't really say what I really want to say, but I'm gonna let you fill in. I'm gonna let you fill in the blank. I'm gonna let you fill in the other words after Knicks. We'll beat them 2 times in a row. I see it coming. 2 in a row.
Yeah, we definitely need that. Definitely. Well, hey, thanks for calling in. I appreciate you.
No problem.
All right, take care.
What's a first day back without technical difficulties, huh?
A little glitch. You getting a little glitchy over there?
A little bit, just a little bit.
All right, let's go on over to the next caller, 404 area code. How you doing? I knew it was you. I heard that turn signal going. That's good. Kid.
Yeah, what's going on? Marcus, P.Kidd, what's going on?
What's happening, man? What's going on? You staying safe out there?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, man, I'm finna drop this last empty trailer off, and I got to go home and hang some TVs on some walls.
Sounds like a good weekend.
So, yeah, tell me about it. So, what did we talk about last night, Marcus? That food goal.
Yep, you're right.
Right.
You're right.
We got
beat a shorthanded team.
We got 4 to that food.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm gonna take it this way because I've been critical all year, and I'm gonna just keep it like this.
Yeah.
2 things that I see, Billy, you got to be able to coach better, dog. That's a situation I expect in the last seconds of the game for a coach situationally in that situation to be able to get it done. Right when you're scratching and clawing, I expect that. So everybody that's called before is dead on the mud. However you want to slice it, wherever you want to put in the game or whatever you want to do, that's on you, Billy. Right? That second quarter, that's also on you, Billy. But I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Okay. Where are you taking us?
I'm paying Zach $250 million. Right? You're a shooting guard in today's NBA. Why the hell you can't guard Trae Young? Why are you not on Trae Young, dog?
Trae Young, well, in that instance, maybe, but Trae Young did not exactly have the best game today.
I'm talking about just in general. How many Trae Young hit a big shot on Coby White at the end of the game? If you're my best player, right, and you play a position that's comparable to the other team's best player, I got to be able to rely on you to guard somebody, right? I'm old school with it. My best players got to be able to play some defense. Right? Zach LaVine plays no defense.
Yeah.
So to me, it's situationally with Billy at the end of the game, right? Shay brought it up. Perfect example. Derrick Jones Jr. is probably like a 50% free throw shooter. So we got what we got at the end on lower averages. Cool. But Billy, same coach. Your situational coaching is not good. It goes back to the point that I was making the other night when he was in OKC. The situational coaching is not good, right? So once again, I'm gonna stay on the train of I don't think Billy's the long-term coach for this team. He's just good enough to get you some wins. Not having Patrick Williams in the game pretty much the whole fourth quarter and overtime. What are we doing with P. Will? What's the point? Right? What are we developing here? And Zach LaVine, dog, you the $250 million man. And best player got to be able to guard the other team's best player, especially when the position is comparable, right? Shooting guard, point guard, that's comparable. I should be able to, if Io's out and Caruso is out, I should be able to put Zach LaVine on Trae Young, right, and try to cut some of that and try to wear down some of that offense that even though he had a bad game, right, I want to make sure that not only do you have a bad game, but that you're not hitting clutch shots at the end of the game because I'm going to make sure I got a plus defender on you, right? And that's your job. You're the best player on the team. I'm paying you the most money. That's gotta be a point of pride for you. Yeah, right? No. We don't never see Zach LaVine guard the other team's best player when they're an offensive wing player or a shooting guard or a point guard. We never see that. It's always somebody else.
You're right.
I got to give you some pushback. I got to give you some pushback on that because, realistically, this is not Zach LaVine's fault in the sense of how the game ultimately ended. You look at it situationally, of all the points scored in overtime, it came between 2 players, DeMar and Zach. That's what you want. You want your 2 best players getting those buckets and actually getting you, to the finish line. That's kind of what happened. If anything, like if you wanted to, rag on Zach LaVine, it's the 7 turnovers. I would give you that. Absolutely. 7 turnovers. Trae Young has 6. Trae Young is a turnover magnet. Trae Young and turnovers is synonymous. However, Zach comes in and he has 7. I would sit there and harp on that one. But I mean, outside of this, Zach had a really good game. I mean, he was 56% from the field, 50% from three. No, excuse me, 20% from
We
three. Never
agree.
mind. Forgive me.
We agree on those points, P.Kidd, right? But my overall point, and I'm not blaming that per se for whatever Trae Young did in the second half or didn't do. What I'm saying is, if you're the best player on the team, right, and the positions are comparable, you've got to be able to say, you know what, I got this dude tonight, right? Especially when Ayo went out, right? I get the game plan because Ayo has had great success against Trae Young, right? So I get it from the standpoint of just saying, okay, yo, Ayo got him. Once Ayo goes out the game, man, come on, bro. I'm paying you $250 million. You're a max player, right? I don't expect max on offense and then you're a role player on defense. That's not cool. That's not cool, especially when they're playing. Atlanta's playing a lot of young guys, right? And because I live here in Atlanta, right, they play those young guys. They've been playing them all year, right? So to me, I'm just saying from the standpoint of where's your professional pride? Where's your I'm
the last possession.
I'm really getting agitated with this version of the NBA where the best players don't guard the other team's best players. Again, that's one of those, that's my age showing type of thing, right? Because I'm used to, right, I grew up with, hey man, you got to guard the best player. And sometimes, and I'm not talking about the whole game, but situationally, you got to be guarding the best player. Somebody, that shot that Trae Young hit, I want to say in the fourth quarter, that
Over Coby White.
Coby White guarding him, that's got to be Zach LaVine guarding him.
Yeah, I get you. I understand that, man. Listen, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. I appreciate your perspective.
All right, man.
Yeah, you too, bro. Be safe out there.
Take care.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna see if I can pull this in, kid.
I see Billy D at the podium. You trying to pull him in?
Yeah. I'm trying to get him. All right.
I would like to say that I do believe that as I look at this conversation in the chat, it's kind of hard to force Zach to be that guy when you have DeMar. We're doing the things he's doing.
Yeah.
And I want everyone to go back and look at LeBron's first year with D Wade. I want you to go look at that and really study that, because I think that's the same thing that's happening here. LeBron didn't become the LeBron we know until D Wade was like, "Yo, let's go. It's your time." But before then, D Wade was the best player on that team. That's hard to say 10 years removed, 12 years removed, but you got to go look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, he's.
Can you hear that,
I mean,
kid?
it's a good question. I mean, he's been doing it for such a long time, unique ability.
Do you hear Billy? Kid?
No, yeah, we're good. You're good.
In these tight spaces and recognize where he has advantages in tight spaces. And listen, he gave us a chance. He was able to get us to the free throw line there on the last possession. So, you know, give him credit for that. And then obviously the clutch ability to make all three of them.
You know, it's December, whatever the hell today is, 12th game, 11th game, but even before the game Nathan was talking about, that this is a big game for them. We kind of muddling through the season, kind of underachieving under expectations, and looking to kickstart something. Did you get the sense that this was trying to find their way? Or is that just
no. I mean, I listen. You know, how has got to be big, and I'm not trying to blow it out of proportion, but every game has got to be big for us. We don't have the margin for error to play a half like we did. Now, you know, that's what happens. You know, you when you have a half like that, you're leaving yourself vulnerable for these things. And you know what? Shots. And you know what? Now that hasn't happened. You know, and that was kind of one of my points last year when I think we'd won like 8 or 9 in a row.
What is he talking about?
I could see it has to be big. You know, we've had some opportunities that, quite frankly, I think that this game has been like games this entire season but we're digging ourselves out of a double-digit hole. And at that point in time, anything can happen. And, you know, some of the fortunes of DeMar throwing a shot in at half court for Washington and some of the 39, 40-point performances carrying us, like, you know, it's hard to live like that. You got to, I think, live by trying to, I think to Nate's point, I don't know how he feels about his team,
Jeez,
but
what
I
is with
think
their
we're in that
feed?
mode. At least I am, and we've talked about that. We just don't have margin for error to say, hey, it's 20-something games into this thing. It's like I think every game there has to be urgency. And I get
glad
there's
it's
times your
skipping through
schedule
this crap.
gets situated and set up like it was for Dallas last night, where your team they just don't physically have it. That huddle through or just, we're okay. We've got it. We've got to be better.
Last thing for me then, what did Io do exactly? It looked like he came down.
He wanted to try to come back in. I don't think the medical staff loved the way he was moving in the auxiliary gym. He wanted to give it a go. I just told him I wasn't going to, I thought we needed to ramp up some energy a little bit to start the second half. And I just thought his
go away. I'm done with you. Okay, Io's okay. That's all we can get out of that.
That's all that matters, right?
Jeez. Come on, Billy. What are we doing here? What are we doing? All right, let's go to a new caller. Been hanging on a while. 815 area code. How you doing? Who's calling in?
Doing good. How about you?
Doing well. What's your impression of the game?
So, I think Billy Donovan, I didn't like what happened, and we could have won this game, and even if we did, I feel like the Hawks deserved to win it more. We got outcoached. There was horrible turnovers that we had. And the fouls again, like we did last night. Why are you sending the Hawks to the line so many times? There's zero reason.
Yeah. Hey, what's it? You got a podcast, don't you?
No.
You don't have a podcast? Man, you need one. You should get one. There's another guy that just sounds just like you that calls in. He's got a podcast. You should look him up. But so let me ask you a couple questions. What do you think our problem is in the second quarter right now? Why can't we get it going?
Defense.
Yeah,
we have to play defense.
Okay, so
And
you think just the
can
lack of Caruso today may have contributed to that?
That's definitely true.
All right, and Io going down, obviously, right?
Oh, full on belly flopped.
Yeah. Well.
Now, let me ask you this: do you think that's Billy's fault, or you think that's just the players not really living up to their potential?
I mean, we also look at that lineup that Donovan put in the last one of the game was absolutely weird, though.
Yeah. So, what's your remedy for this as a young Bulls fan? What do you think can fix this? Oh, I guess we lost him. All right, phone line is wide open, 773-900-8097.
I do have to play devil's advocate for a little bit.
Please do.
What if I told you that I think we all agree in a situation like that, you put your leading blocker closest to the rim so that you can have the best contest on the shot? Would you agree?
There was 1 second left. There was nothing wrong with leaving 2 7-foot guys right in the circle.
What if I told you your leading blocker today was Derrick Jones Jr.?
Well, then that proves
Derrick Jones Jr. had 3 blocks today.
Okay, well,
Some really good blocks too.
Were they second quarter blocks when it didn't matter?
I'm just thinking like, hey, what if I told you that was the case? And it was. I mean, Derrick Jones Jr. had 3 blocks.
That's
was
true.
Having a defensive presence.
Griffin makes that shot if Andre Drummond is in the paint.
That's true. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't like it, but I understand it. I don't like it, but I get it. I blame DJJ more for missing the free throw because that's absolutely something you can control. He can't control that player getting that shot off without fouling them and stuff like that. He contested it, and the shot went in. That's. I mean, he can't do more than contest it. But when you're at the free throw line, they're free for a reason. They're free for a reason. Like we're not even overtime. We have this post game 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, you're right. I'm eating dinner right now. If that happens. Yeah. So phone lines are open, by the way. If you want to give us a call, 773-900-8097. That's what we do this show for, to get your feedback. So Go ahead and punch that number into the phone. And if you're a first time caller, we'll put you right through 773-900-8097. What's got you down there, Bulls fans? Let us know. So I think the one thing, kid, that I would love to see a little bit more of is more rotation in and out of, like, Vooch only took 2 3-pointers today.
Mm-hmm.
He should have been cooking. He should have been getting a lot more shots, at least 3 or 4. And I don't know why that is, if we opted out or if somebody just didn't pass when they should. Coby White, as our dub happens to admit here, did have a good game. Coby White did do well. He had that critical steal at the end of the game where he kind of did that Peanut Tillman punch out.
Absolutely.
And, you know, you can't fault him. He had a great game. This is going to
Knocked
make
down the 3 to give us the tie at 119.
Yeah, this is going to
Can't fault him for that.
Highlight reel for his trade tape that we're working on right now to other teams. Wouldn't that be great if the fans made trade tapes to give to other teams?
What's funny is he had a good game and bad game at the same time, because just like DJJ, who did Trae Young hit the that shot over? Coby White.
The Atlanta Hawks.
Iced him, got the shot off. Boom. Coby White was the defender on it, and Trae Young again shot less than 30% for the day.
Yeah,
not the quarter, the day.
You're calling back 815. What's up?
All right, one more thing.
Yeah.
Also, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You're gonna be paying LaVine, the highest paid player on your team, but then you can't guard Young, which the opponent's best player.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you put on? Well, okay. Who did we have on him? We had Derrick Jones Jr., correct?
Oh, that's
yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, LaVine's not the best defender on earth. We didn't really sign him for that. We signed him to be a powerhouse offense, right?
Sure did.
All right. Man.
All right. You guys have a good night.
Thanks, bro.
You too, man. Now, can I offer some more
Wednesday.
perspective on that particular play? Because I got to play both ends, right?
Yeah, go, kid.
So initially, when they lined up, no one had a problem with how the Bulls lined up with them, right? Atlanta saw how we lined up. They saw who was playing who, and then they called timeout. They made an adjustment. In all actuality, DJJ sticking Griffin is not a bad matchup. In fact, it really is his assignment.
Yeah.
That he should have been able to have not allowed to score. This would be different. I would be more outraged.
He's got great length and he can sky. So
I would be more outraged if one of the forwards that were on the floor at the time had this bucket. But Griffin is 6'6", 220. Yeah. He wasn't, and he's a rookie on top of that. Yeah. You don't expect him to make that bucket.
He's good.
No one expected him to make that bucket, and we had no more timeouts to counter what they were doing. So you were already stuck in the play.
Could we have got him over Dalen Terry?
I don't think we would have used him as well. That's the problem here. We're so heavy on Zach, DeMar, and Vooch. We wouldn't have used him well. We barely used Patrick Williams the right way. So like the funny thing is that the more context you put into the situation, we dig a little deeper. It ain't as clear cut as, man, we should have put a big man right there. It becomes more of
three or 4 times we should have won this. Caller 920 area code. You're back. What's up?
Yes, I am again. I wanted to address you, Marcus, and a few of your callers.
Okay.
To you about the second quarter, like I said, it's a game of runs, but it's also a game of adjustments. So in that second quarter, they attacked our bigs. They say we're going to put them in the pick and roll because that's their weakness. They put us in the pick and roll all second quarter, which allowed Bogdanovich to get off on the threes, which allows them to open up for the lob for Capella. So they attacked us. So in that instance, you got to put that on Billy Donovan for not making another adjustment to see where they were attacking. So that is a coaching issue. And then to another caller who said they should have put Pat Will in, at the end of the game, 0.5 seconds left, you have to go with IQ. And who's playing the best ball at this moment? That's a moment issue. So he thought Derrick Jones Jr. was the best shot blocker of the game, that he can control the backdoor. Nah, you want to put Andre Drummond in because he has the experience. He's a veteran. He knows he probably can get away with a hand check. He's a big body. You ain't going to get that shot off over Andre Drummond.
That's
and
what
then
I
the
said.
other caller who was talking about Zach LaVine on Trae Young, quit it. He's not Michael Jordan. He cannot guard. It's not his strong suit. I'm sorry.
Well,
He's not that. Billy Donovan, I hear you.
That caller, he
What
needs
you
to learn,
saying?
he needs to learn a little bit more about the fundamentals of the game, but he will.
Exactly. But it was a game of adjustments, and Billy Donovan did not make the right adjustments because he thought he had the best lineup, who was playing the best ball at that moment instead of playing for the moment. That's all I wanted to say, guys. I love your show. Y'all keep it up.
Thanks, man. We appreciate
Respect
your
it, man. Respect
Thank you. All right. Well, Kid, on that note, I think we're gonna wrap it up, bud. Do you want to talk about anything else?
No, man. Listen, great game.
I'm happy that we had pretty decent output. I mean, still 123 points is all right. But we couldn't close it out, and that's the biggest problem with the Bulls this year. That in the second quarter is a nagging thorn in our side that we need to find a cure of if we're going to take things to the next level.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Hey, listen, for those who tuned in, we really appreciate it. You know, you always can catch me here with Marcus, with Pat, with Ringo. We do with the Windy City Breeze crew, but I really want you all to go over and support Marcus as he's building out his channel with Wise. Great content over there. I believe me and Marcus are set up to do another long form piece of content over there as well. But love for you all to come join, or at least contribute, at least give us something that you all want to hear. Like, this is a long season, 82 games. It's a lot of different narratives that come with this, but obviously on these live calls in the post game, we can't necessarily get into, we should trade for this, we should trade for that. It's only so much time, and we want to be able to give you quality content, but we can have those conversations long form there. So Marcus, please plug it, and for all of you all, please go support. Really appreciate you.
Yeah,
P.Kidd for you.
I do appreciate that, Kid. Thank you. So you can, if you're on YouTube, you can go to @BullsPodcast on YouTube and see what myself and Wise Black are doing. We did an audio podcast for a couple of years, and then we had to take off for the pandemic, and then now we're just building back up in video. So the sub count's kind of low. We're like at 560 or something like that. Really needed to get up to 1,000. So anybody that loves Bulls content, you'll love what Wise Black and I do. So thanks, everybody. We want to thank you, all the callers, for calling in today. That means everything to us. This is exactly what we wanted in a post-game show, and you guys are delivering out there. So Bulls get the loss by 1 point in overtime from AJ Griffin's miracle last-second shot. We'll get them next time. Go Bulls.